So before I tell you about the different ways that you can look at being more active and getting involved in exercise, I'm going to bust some of the myths, the reasons that people think that they can't do it or that it might be a problem for them. People tell us that it can be too expensive to exercise and that they can't afford it. And of course it can be very expensive to exercise. You can join an expensive gym, you can go out and buy all the kit and the lycra and the trainers and everything like that. But you don't have to. There are lots and lots and lots of really, really inexpensive ways that you can get involved in activity. There will be in your area lots of charities and groups that offer cheap and affordable ways to exercise. Clubs and societies that can be cheap to join. Most councils have exercise schemes that they run for people with health problems where you can access and join their local gyms at a reduced rate and get support and advice around exercising. And if you ask at your local gym, they'll be able to give you information about that. And walking is a really, really, really good way of staying fit, of exercising and of being more active, and it doesn't cost a penny. Lots of people think that exercise isn't for them, that they don't enjoy it, that it will be painful and, miserable. So that doesn't have to be the case. If you find the right thing, if you look hard and find the right activity for you, you should be able to find something that you enjoy. We're talking about taking small incremental steps towards exercising. You take up volleyball, having done nothing for years, of course it's going to hurt. But if you take some small incremental steps towards being more active, then it should be something that easily fits into your life and that you barely notice the difference. And the most important thing about being more active is that it can be fun. You can do things that you enjoy and you can do them with friends and with family and get the enjoyment of being in a group. And that means that it's beneficial not just for you, but for the people around you as well. The more active you are, the more things you can do with your family and friends, the more time you're able to spend with them and the better they can feel and the more that you're able to be part of their lives as well. So living with pulmonary hypertension and being breathless might make you think that you're too breathless to exercise, or that being breathless means that you can't exercise. And that's not the case. It's okay to be a little bit breathless. In fact, it can be a good thing because it means that you're exercising and you're training your body. The important thing is to be the right amount of breathless. So imagine that we're going to go for a walk. And we're going to start off really, really, really slowly, almost as if we were walking down the aisle in a church at that really slow pace. And you're not going to be breathless. We're just walking down the aisle very gently and very slowly. We might increase our pace a little bit. So we're in kind of wandering around the shops territory. You're walking slowly so that you can see what's in the shop window, and you're stopping from time to time to have a look at something that interests you. And again, you're walking and you're active, but you're probably not breathless at that point. If you increase the pace a little bit again, then you might be walking at a gentle walk for you, and it'll be different for everybody. And at that gentle walk pace, again, you are not breathless. You're walking at a pace that's comfortable for you. You might get tired after a while, but you're not breathless. And all of these are absolutely fine, but they're not exercising. You're being active, but you're not exercising. If you increase the pace of your walk to the next step, beyond that gentle walk, you might start to feel that you're a little bit breathless. And that's fine as well. As you're a little bit breathless, but you could still have a conversation. So I might be walking along beside you and we could still be chatting, but we're just going to catch our breath here and there and have a little bit of a chat, but be a bit breathy while we're doing it. That is perfect. That's the pace that you want to be working at. That's how breathless you want to be. And that means you're exercising, you're training your body. It's not your pulmonary hypertension. It's not a problem. It's not a symptom. It's a good place to be if you want to exercise. If you walk a bit quicker than that and your breathing gets harder and it becomes a bit more laboured and talking to me is hard, then you're working too hard and you need to slow your pace back down again to that easier pace where you were a little bit out of breath, but you could still have a conversation. And if you walk even quicker so that you're gasping for your breath and you're struggling to catch your breath, then you really are working too hard. and you need to stop and rest and recover your breath and then start again at a slower or gentler pace. So by thinking about it in terms of that gentle walk and that slightly quicker walk and that place where you are, where you're a little bit out of breath, but you can still have a conversation, that's the place that you want to be if you're exercising. And if you feel like that, then you can know that it's safe and that it's okay and that you can carry on doing your exercise. And if you get any more out of breath than that, then that's the time that you need to slow down or stop. It's easy to think that you might not have the time to exercise or be more active. Your life might feel quite full already and you wonder where you're going to fit it in. But what we're not talking about is going and spending huge chunks of time doing loads and loads of exercise. You can take small incremental steps, do a little bit more today than you did yesterday, and that way it will feel like it's fitting in with your life rather than taking over your life. You can exercise at home, you can do things within your own house to exercise. You can exercise in chunks of 10 minutes and still make a difference. And also, if you start to do your exercise with family or friends, then it's not that it's taking up your time, it's hopefully that it's getting you to spend time with people in a way that's enjoyable and making your life better. So we wanted to bust some of the myths that people think about why they can't exercise. We've talked about how it doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to take up a lot of time, it can be enjoyable, and that your breathlessness doesn't have to stop you from exercising.